One of the hardest parts about translation management is that if you are an instructional designer or technical writer, you are probably not at the top of the food chain. That means the people most responsible for strategies at the company level are not you. These people can consist of executive management, marketing, a product manager, a project manager, and one or more subject matter experts. If these people are not trained in translation management, there could be unexpected costs and delays. What can the instructional designer or technical writer do? The most you can do is advise about best practices, offer guidance, and show the disadvantages of not following these best practices. This lesson outlines everything you need to consider before starting translation. Here is a list of everything you must plan for before you can begin the translation process. For each item, I will show you what you must consider and who is likely to be responsible for this stage of planning. You need to define your strategy before you take on translation. The first column shows the people most likely responsible for defining strategy. The second column lists the things that must be considered when developing a translation strategy. What are your organization's global objectives? How do translation services fit into those objectives? How do you meet your translation needs today? Are there inefficiencies in the translation workflow that you can address to make it easier, faster, or more cost-effective to localize content? Is your sourcing decentralized, such as using multiple resources, which makes consistency almost impossible? Are there new technologies and tools your organization can implement to gain more efficiencies, such as a translation management system? To ensure you achieve your strategy, you need goals that you can measure. Are you trying to increase revenue? Reduce costs? Improve your product or service? Train customers, partners, or employees? Strengthen your global brand? Increase organizational efficiency? Or enter new markets? Make sure you organize and assemble all the content that you intend to translate. Also note the target audience. Is this content customer-focused or is it internal? Within your organized content, identify the critical versus non-critical content. What must you translate? What can wait or be skipped altogether? What is the purpose for translating the materials? Is it for launching a new product? Implementing a sales strategy? Providing customer support? Is the need for translating the materials event-driven, such as entering a new market or acquiring a new client? Or is the need for translation non-event driven, such as required as part of the company's long-term strategy or directed towards company growth? Ideally, if you have any notion that translation could occur, you want to prepare your materials from the very start of the project in the original language. Unfortunately, this type of planning is usually the exception rather than the rule. Regardless of whether you initially planned for translation, you must identify your target market. The market determines the language. You also must identify your target audience. Within your target audience, you need to be aware of their socioeconomic level. We will cover preparing your materials in detail in the next lesson. To aid you in sorting your pieces, you will find this list in the description below. Stay tuned for the next video in the series, Preparing for Translation. Thanks for watching.